evening, gamers! How's everyone doing? Welcome. Hello. I know, it's been a while. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Mikey. Welcome to the Monday show. It feels like it's been 5 years. It's actually, I've only missed 2 streams. I've missed 2 streams. But hello. Come and say hi. If you are just tuning in, thank you so much. If you're watching this back, hello there. But come and say hi, say hello. My name is, and I'm watching from X. And X can be where you are. If you are in my garden, I don't want to know. But welcome. Mikey's turned off. Brilliant. Can I request some uwu music to warm me up? I think that probably covered it. I don't think we need any more uwu music, but who knows? We'll let the playlist pony do his thing. A whole week's of drama in one delicious supper. You know I love to deliver. Hey, Marty Marv, thanks for the 18 months. My name is Marty Marv, and I'm watching while playing Football Manager. Nice. Thank you so much for the 18 months. I really appreciate you. You are a legend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You're a star. Let me catch up with other chats. Good evening, gamers. Welcome to Hellstormwargaming. Thanks, Andy. Andy covering my back. Clearly. My name is Mikey. I do say that. I actually do say all those things all the time. But I hope you're doing well. I've been off for a week, and by off I mean I've just not streamed and basically missed 2 streams. I missed a Wednesday morning stream because I was out, and then I missed a Friday stream because it was Friday night and I wanted to chill. But what I have been doing is I released the biggest video ever. The bolt gun playthrough is finally available to watch on the old channel. If you haven't seen it, which is probably likely because it's actually not got that many views. If you haven't seen it, it's the biggest channel. The biggest video, as you can see. I streamed, it's like beat Warhammer 40k bolt gun. It was a mistake, and it was a mistake. It was awful. But this is one of the best videos ever produced on my channel. I had it edited by a legendary editor called Zinjo. And I will never compete. So if you want to go laugh at how Mikey's never going to be able to edit that well, that's the video for you, probably. But welcome, Des. Thank you so much for 21 months. My name is Datsun Des, and I'm watching while playing Hide the Pickle. Well, I don't want to know where you put the pickle, but it's good to see you. Thanks for the 21 months. And also, Big C, absolutely legendary human. GW imploded. Mikey dropped a banger Balkan video. The vibes are back. It's just, I go away for 1 week, less than a week. I go away for 2 streams, and Games Workshop just like sets itself on fire. And you know, and then I was like, should I come back? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna. You know what? Fuck it. YOLO. I'll save it for today when I can say massive thank you to Big C for that gifted membership to Lehman Russ. Make sure you say thank you, Lehman Russ. Thank you so much, Big C. Make sure you... That's not right. Make sure you become a member or gift a membership because we're trying to hit 15 memberships. I'll be doing a giveaway if we hit 15 new members tonight. We are currently at 2, I believe now. 2, maybe. 1 new member out of 15. Let me fix it. I've been off, you know. Everything's like been having a snooze. It's not been working. But I hope you all had a good week. Let me know what you've been up to in the old Warhammer hobby. We'll do the giveaway at 14 because I don't want to scam you. Wait, it's at 0 now. Giveaway at 14. There we go. Mercenary Q, thanks for the 6 months. Gone 1 week and the whole hobby implodes. It did implode. It wasn't great. But thank you so much for the 6 months, Mercenary. That's really kind of you. But yeah, like, it just felt like everything was happening. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not live. But that'd be really funny to just watch it implode and not do anything about it. That'd be also be funny. Ethan, thank you so much for the membership for a whole month. Love all the drama. I'm glad, buddy. I'm glad. And Matty Dwow for the 14 months as a freeloader as well. Thank you so much for all the memberships, guys. Thanks for continuing the memberships, continuing the support. Because it's drama time. We got drama time to go through. I want to catch up with the chat. The chat's going so fast. I'm so sorry. Who's this guy on the YouTube? I'm just cringelord, mate. Pretty big cringelord. That's me. That video was pretty good. Nice editing. It was great. It was really, really good. It cost me a lot of money to make, but goddamn, is it a good rendition of the 18 hours of playing Bolt Gun into less than an hour. And also sponsored by Lexar, which is super cool. Super, super cool. I'll actually post a link to an important link on there. Obviously, I would love you to go and have a look at the video and go watch it. But also, it's sponsored by Lexar, and they're doing a giveaway through Gleam. We're actually giving away an SSD, and you can enter for free just by like following me on Twitter, which you probably already do, looking at my Instagram, which you probably already do, looking at the YouTube channel, which you already are doing right now, and then following Lexar. Camera, can you not, please? Thank you. Andy, thank you so much for the gifted membership, you absolute star. Sean, make sure you say thank you. Make sure you say thank you. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. Also, thank you to Lambo Paints for the 11 months. You're nearly a whole year, brother. You're nearly a whole year. He basically runs the channel when I'm playing. But, but you're eating a whole year. So, thank you so much, Andy. Really appreciate it. We're at 2 members. The membership goal should update. If not, I can change it. If we get to 15 total, we're at 2. I don't know why it's not updated, though. Include gifted membership. Why are you not updating? You mother... I'll fix in a minute. I'll fix in a minute. Finally, some delicious content. Welcome, Crap Cow. Converting painting gala dark for armies of parade. Nice, guys. Nice. Lots of hobby going on. This week, you were the meme of the girl watching the building burn down over the road. Oh, yes, the classic. Girl smiles as building burns. This one. Disaster Girl, that's her name. This was literally, guys, it's literally me. It's literally me. Me, Games Workshop. Me, Games Workshop. It's literally me, guys. Finally found a Warwalker at a local game store. I wanted 2, but they only had 1. That is cringe. Order another one. Go to a different game store. That's been me. I've actually also 99% sure I've finalized my list for Atlanta because list submission is in like 2 days. Are there any clues? There's a couple of clues about what I'm taking. Actually, half the army is sat there, but you're not going to be able to see what it is. Feel free to zoom in. You're not going to be able to tell. My camera's good. It's not that good. Well, there are a couple of other clues about what I'm taking to Atlanta knocking about the room. Which might... number 3 may surprise you. Discord is down, is it? Seems to be up for me. In what way is it down? Organ, maybe. It looks like it's up for me. I can see the latest messages. Not sure you want to cover other content creators' content, but that tabletop tactics video might be spicy drama. Was it the very tone-deaf video by Beard? I could do react, but I'll probably do that Wednesday. I'll probably save stuff like that for Wednesday, where it's a little bit more chill. But yeah, very tone-deaf video. Especially considering my thumbnail tonight. Currently paying for an AOS event next weekend. Only played 1 game of AOS so far and going straight into the event. Nice, buddy. It's a really good event. I was actually invited to War in the Heartlands because I presume that's what you're talking about since I saw you tweet about it. I was good I can't make it, but literally it's because I'm going to Atlanta. I heard if he gets 20 memberships, he's going to paint an army in a day. Deal. If I get 20 memberships tomorrow, I'll release a video about painting an army in 1 day. How's that sound, guys? We're at 2. Decided to go big on my Votan, so I've been expanding and painting. Nice, bud. Good time to start playing Votan. You can zoom in on videos. If you're watching on phone, yes. You can pinch zoom. Right? Sure, someone will tell me. You can on iPhone. You can pinch zoom, that's for sure. That one. Yeah. Yeah, very tone deaf. Retirement over. Yeah, that's it. I had to come out of retirement because Games Workshop couldn't handle anything without me. I was gone for less than a day before things started going wrong. The website, for starters. And then the FAQ, for seconds. Was that the simp for GW that Tabletop Tactics did? I think so. I don't think it was like simp for GW. It was just a bit tone deaf. It's kind of like, I play Warhammer in Ivory Tower. I make lots of money playing Warhammer. Why is everyone mad? It's kind of like that, which is like a bit cringe. I got a lot of respect for Tabletop Tactics. It's just that video was a bit... I feel like some of the opinions in the podcast as well come across as that as well. But that's just my opinion. It's not being negative. It's just an observation from my point of view as a not massive, huge, successful YouTube channel. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, I have a lot of respect for Tabletop Tactics. That is all the opinion I'm going to give today. Just compared a couple of old Bone Singer models, having a blast. Good to see you back. Good to be back, Max. But I do have some cool stuff to tell you about. I do have some pretty cool stuff to tell you about. Because I want to show you a little video that I've been asked to show you. If you came to the All-Stars event, I'm actually wearing the All-Stars t-shirt because it's super comfy, okay? I am the event staff today. If you've got any TO problems, come see me. I'm here to help, you know? I want to show you something pretty fun, pretty cool, pretty epic. Okay, I'm going to go full screen. There we go. So, I'm working with a company. And a lot of you have actually met the company if you came to the All-Stars event. If you didn't, cringe. The next one's going to go up sale pretty soon, just finalizing dates. But there's some pretty exciting things. Now, look, listen. You know I'm an expert in terrain, okay? You know I'm an expert in terrain. Whether it's building, making, designing, printing, priming, or painting. I'm an expert. I've done a lot of terrain. But there's actually a new type of MDF terrain that's coming out. And it looks pretty cool. I actually have some in hand. But there's a video and a Kickstarter I want to tell you about. Now, full disclosure, I'm working with this company. They're not paying me to say anything. But I am working with them. And they're likely going to be sending me a set to use on stream. So kind of like, there's going to be some bias. But I'm not being paid to tell you about it. I want to tell you about it because it's pretty cool. And again, they were set up at my event last week. They had a stand there. They were giving away freebies. And they're called Battle Ready Buildings. This is by Chroma Cut Studios. So, these are MDF buildings.
Battle Ready Buildings are the next evolution of precision cut MDF.
I didn't realise there was going to be voiceover. I could just shut up.
Tabletop terrain. Full colour, high definition kits. No painting, no priming. Just ready to play, time-saving
Ready to play,
scenery.
baby! So as you can see, these are MDF buildings, but they actually come pre-coated in what is not... It's not just like laminate, it's not sticker. It's actually a very interesting... Like, I can't tell you too much because I'm under NDA. But it's a very interesting method that they use, which is like super hard wearing and super like strong.
Battle Ready
And I'll
Buildings are
test it if you
flexible,
want.
customizable, resilient, and come in multiple different themes. Created by gamers, Battle Ready Buildings are designed to make playing games smooth, easy, and immersive. With enough pieces to fill your table with stunning, professional quality terrain, there is detail packed into every corner. The Commander's Pledge contains the full Battle Ready Building set, including a show-stopping centerpiece. Battle Ready Buildings are the ultimate gaming accessory.
The ultimate gaming accessory.
Hard-wearing, high definition, and long-lasting.
Yeah, it's an advert. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna fluff it up a little bit. But I have some in hand I can zoom in and show you.
With your support, we have more to reveal. More themes, more accessories, and more terrain items. Owning studio-quality terrain has never been easier. Back the Battle Ready Buildings Kickstarter, because epic battles deserve an epic battlefield.
That's a very good video, actually. So yeah, so this is MDF terrain, but it's kind of like that middle ground. Because what you either get is like super high detail plastic terrain that you've then got to build, paint and whatever, which obviously takes hours because they're so well detailed, which is fine. Or you get like the other end where you get like MDF terrain, which is very plain, usually primed, in one color, usually has a little bit going on, but not a great deal. This is like out of the box MDF terrain that is like pre-painted, but also looks very like immersive rather than like MDF terrain that's like exclusively for tournaments. This is like the middle ground, I would say, of like super immersive, but also straight out of the box like MDF, but also doesn't need painting. And yeah, like I have some here, as you can see. These are prototypes, so these are not like final designs. But like the quality of like print on these is super cool. And I just want to tell you a little bit about it. As you can see, like the high detail texture on these is like, again, this is all printed. It was literally like I popped it off the sheet and it had this design on it already. And as you can see on the inside, it's got like similar design. You got like some cool flooring and stuff like that. This is just like one example of what type of design they're going to have. They're going to have loads of different skins and stuff that you can like choose from. So there's like a Death Guard theme one, an Imperial one, an Admech one, and shit like that. But yeah, these are like super nice. Again, I've got two. To have a look at. They're the same building, but they've got like different designs on them. So as you can see, they are the same in like cutout. They're the same building, but they've got like different skins on them. They're calling them like different skins, as you can see. And they also come like pre-cut with like windows and stuff. So these windows can actually pop out. I've actually got a door that's already popped out of this one that can just pop back in. You can also glue them in if you really want to. But like you can see like the quality of print on there. That like the quality of design is not just like, it's not just like printed a color or like a big sheet of like color. It's actually like like an actual design of a building, you know what I mean? It's got like the thing above the door, it's got like the window panes, it's got like the cracks and stuff like that. Oh, the Imperium, no, I said there's Death Guard as one, that one that I've mentioned. The buildings I think are pretty like stock, but the design on them isn't. So like there's Imperium, there's Death Guard, there's a few other ones that are coming out as well. Ooh, wrong way, sorry. There's a few other ones that are coming out as well. And again, I've posted a link to the Kickstarter. I'll just repost it so you can go and follow using that link to have a look. But yeah, like these are just like an example of the designs. And again, they're pretty hard wearing. Like, for example, I feel pretty confident. Like, let's say I put these in a box, okay? Because I was storing it. And they're rubbing against each other. You know? They're like rubbing against each other for a good while. As you can see, the design is like still perfect. You know, they're like banging around in a box, for example. I'm just checking to make sure. The design is still pretty perfect. So there was Necron and Tau at the All-Stars event. I think I have some pictures, so we can have a look. I haven't looked at the pictures. I'm just showing you the example I've got. But I should have a full table of terrain coming pretty soon, so I can actually use them in a battle report while the Kickstarter is live. But yeah, I've been told that they are so hard wearing. The window's going to pop out. But, like, the design isn't going to get damaged if I, like, rub them together. Which you'd probably expect with, like, painting and, like, just MDF as a whole. But as you can see, the designs are pretty perfect. So, that, like, yes, I popped the windows out. That is obviously going to happen. But, like, the hard wearingness is something that I'm really excited about. Because you just don't get that with terrain ever. The terrain gets damaged. The terrain gets chipped. But this feels pretty hard wearing. And you get like the design of it printed on the buildings already. So let's have a quick look at some pictures and then we'll talk about drama. Because he sent me a link, I think, to some photos. One second. Photo pack. Yeah, we've got some pictures. Oh, can I go full screen? Can I go? Ah, there we go. Did you see like a couple of designs that like some like prototypes that they've got? Can I go across? Maybe if I do this. How many boxes of terrain needed fixing post All Stars? I think I fixed 12 boxes of terrain. So you see like the designs on the inside and stuff. Even the crates look really good. The crates look really nice. Again, it's all, this is how it comes out of the box. You do have to put it together, but Mine's glued together because it's a prototype, but these are supposed to be snapped together, so you don't actually have to glue them. And this is like how the designs will come, how the buildings will arrive, sorry. I am going through these pictures blind, so God knows what we're going to say. But you can see like the quality design on there is really, really nice. So it's something I'm quite excited about. Like hard-wearing, narrative, immersive terrain is something that's like really hard to come by without buying loads of plastic terrain that is going to get chipped and scratched and need repainting. But as you can see, like you got all these like cool designs like readily available. And again, it's coming to Kickstarter later this month. I believe it's the 25th, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, like this company's really, really nice to work with. They've been really helpful so far. And like the design of them is really, really good. It's not tournament terrain, Sean. It's narrative, immersive, but MDF. You know, like think like nice looking terrain that looks cool, that fits the theme of Warhammer, but is also cheap because it's MDF. You know, so it's not tournament terrain. There might be tournament terrain options in the future, but it's not tournament terrain. It's just very nice looking terrain. So yeah, so go have a look. I'll post the link to the Kickstarter one more time. I will probably make a video about it, and I'll be doing a stream with it when I do have the full box out and when it is available. But that is Battle Ready Buildings by Cut Studios. So make sure you go and have a look. Follow along to the Kickstarter. It's free to follow. Then you get a notification when it does go live. You can go have a nosy. What would it fit best in UKTC, WTC, ITC? Like a normal table of terrain. It doesn't. It's like not. It's currently not tournament terrain. It's a table of terrain. You know, you could use it as like player placed if you wanted to. They're also probably going to be doing a tournament set, but the set that I'm showing you isn't a tournament set. It's like cool buildings, and it's like a mirrored board, but it's not like it's not UKTC, it's not WTC, it's not anything. So. But as soon as I have more information, I'll tell you more about it. But the main thing is that it's terrain that I'm knocking the windows out of. It's terrain, but like it won't destroy itself in a box because the design is fine, and I've been smacking them together. You know, you think about any plastic terrain, you do that, all the paint will come off, no matter how much heart varnish you put on there. You can put like 5 layers of varnish. If you start smashing them together, they'll scratch each other and do damage each other. Whereas that's wood I'm smashing together, and it's like hardware because of the way that they design it and the way they manufacture it. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool. I'd love it if you went and had a look at the Kickstarter and just give it a follow. And again, it's going live sometime in November, I believe. But you can notify on launch. So you can just like click that button. I think you put. Let me just double check. I'm not logged in. I imagine it'll show my email address. Yeah, you can log into you can log into Kickstarter. It like auto-filled it. You can like log into Kickstarter. You can sign up with like Google and stuff like that, and log straight in, and then just like notify. You get an email and it goes live. It's like it's as easy as that. So go have a look. I'd really appreciate it. It'd be really fun. It's not Titan's pop-up terrain. Looks great for 3 weeks. Yeah, well, it's not cardboard. That's for sure. It is MDF. So it's like got the benefits of both, where it's light, relatively cheap for what you get, because it's MDF. It looks really nice because of the way they've printed on it. It's also super hard wearing, which you don't normally get with MDF, which I think they probably should like promote more, that it is super hard wearing compared to normal MDF. So anyone think Mikey's triggered by 13 boxes of broken terrain from his tourney? Yeah, literally. I am. So it's something I'm really excited about, and hopefully you could just like go and click that link and notify on launch. And yeah, when I've got a full set of terrain to show you, I will show you. But I just wanted to show you some quick prototypes. The windows are popping out because I've been smashing them together, by the way. Just to remind you, they do stay in, but I have been hitting the buildings together. So there we go. Don't smash them together and try to put the windows back in, Mikey. Don't do that. They do pop in and out. So, I think marketed well, it could make a very good supply for tournament terrain. It seems a really good product. It is a really good product. Like, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a reason they're talking to me. Okay? There's a reason they're talking to me. You know? So, there's a reason I'm telling you about it. So, Unbreakable proceeds to break them. The design is fine, Mercenary. The design is fine. Look, I'm scratching it. It's not even coming off. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of, like, MDF terrain, you do this, all the paint will come off. So... Why so much train damage? Because you got to drive in a van, and it all bangs together. You know? But yes, go and have a nosy. Go and have a gander, we could say. Okay. Okay. Right, so... I'd like to see you test the destruction if they were later, just to see how tough they are. Yeah, I should take like a screwdriver to it, see what happens. See if it can stand the Dorito finger test. Not quite the same, but yeah, probably can stand the Dorito finger test. Probably quite comfortably. The thing is with it, you really wipe it down as well with like water. Really wipe it down with some water. Okay. But will it blend? Probably not easily. Definitely won't blend easily. It'll blend, but not very well. Let's do some drama. Drama time. How's that sound? How's that sound? I've stalled for exactly half an hour. Stalled for exactly half an hour. Drama time. Website or FAQ? Which one do you want first? One is significantly shorter than the other. Website or FAQ? I don't really know what I can add to the website. I'll do the website first. The website's pretty rubbish. Last week, Games Workshop announced the end of GamesWorkshop.com. As you can see, it now goes to Warhammer.com. It also asked you to input your country every time you enter the website. People are complaining about the website. As someone pointed out on Discord, especially with Discord in chat. Exclamation point Discord in chat. It looks like a McDonald's ordering menu, you know? You know, the McDonald's app? The McDonald's. We all love a McDonald's, you know? It looks like a McDonald's tablet. Like, where are our points on this, you know? That's all we're missing. We're just missing my points. But if you look at anything, that's all it looks like, which is quite funny. And now, when you say it, you can't not see that it looks like a McDonald's menu, especially the yellow branding as well. Triple cheeseburger and a bloodthirster to go. Hell yeah. Hell yes, indeed. So yeah, it just looks like I'm buying from McDonald's. I'm going to get my free cheeseburger. That's the meta for user experience at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely. Like, most websites look like this. But it's like, it works fine. But the problem is like when you're trying to like browse. You know, if you know what you want, it's fine. But when you're like trying to browse, it's really bad. So like if I go to Warhammer, I go to Space Marines, I go Iron Hands. But then the filters, like, people are complaining that you can't do like HQ Elite and stuff. Does it really matter? But like, if people are looking for like characters, you can't really like filter. If they're looking for a vehicle, you can't really filter right now because you've got new releases online only, cards or hardback, and then plastic, which is like not great filters. But let's be honest, a lot of the time, you know, a lot of the time we know what we want and we know where to find it, and it's at any discount retailer. When are we buying anything from here unless it's direct only, so we just get it from Games Workshop anyway? You know, we just go to any discount retail store. Which is quite funny. I think that was their spec. Design it for the store terminals, then thought Fudge need to make it work on mobile and desktops as well. Probably, yeah. Probably. Fillet of fish of fiber eat. If you look at Necron Warriors, it still talks about troop and fast attack slots, does it? Necron Warriors. Oh my, that's why I can't type. It's because still got my arrow keys activated. Warriors. Yeah, you can find them fine. What's it say in the description though? Oh yeah, includes 2 years, 1 troops and 1 fast attack choice for Necrons. Excellent. Well done, well done. But yeah, a lot of people are angry because you don't, like, the minute they've got like loads of like server skull placeholders for like the 3D views, and the images don't actually just don't work. I'm locked in. I'm locked into the server skull. I can't look at any other image. Actually, that's quite funny. I can't look at any other image than this server skull in particular. Let me try an F5. Try going straight to that one. Yeah, cool. Go straight to that one. So they work. But if I go into server skull, then back. Nope. I'm locked in. The server skull rules all. So the website's a bit bad. Bit rubbish. The website currently a bit rubbish. What the fuck is this? What is this? I didn't know that bit. What's that? This isn't like an old fairy tale. This isn't the start of Shrek. What is this N? What is this N for? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's quite funny. Start of Shrek. Yeah, like, it's definitely designed for a tablet because, like, that's the way things are these days. Talk to any Zoomer or younger, they don't understand what a desktop is. It's all about apps, you know? Like, desktops are like a dying breed, sadly. Us PC chads are a dying breed. There's only a few of us left. Most people use apps now. You know, it's not twitter.com, it's Twitter app. It's not facebook.com, it's the Facebook app. I was talking to Pickle Jar, and he was saying that, like, kids don't even know what, like, Control-C and Control-V means. They don't understand. What they do is they click and hold it, and then they press copy. Because they don't have laptops. They don't bring out the laptops at school anymore. They bring out the iPads. Look, we're all getting old. Everything's designed to be an app these days. Web versions are just an app on the web. That's all it is. It's called a web app for a reason. But most of it's fine. It's just pretty dog shit. But it is quite funny that small company energy, big company money, again from Games Workshop. You know? Typical Games Workshop. Small company energy, but loads of money. They always do things. They always do things like they're a small company. Like, oh, website don't kind of works. It'd be fine. We'll fix it. Like a small company. Like if you were talking like an independent retailer. You're talking like an independent retailer, and they went, oh, my new website kind of works. You'd be like, oh, great job, guys. Great job. Good on you. You're doing all right. Doing all right. Good on you. Living the dream, you know? Getting the bag. But then it's like, this is like one of the best companies in the UK. Well, best performing, making the most money in the UK company. And then they release this. It is a bit beyond a joke. But yeah, there's loads of rumors about how much it costs. I think in the investor article thing they do, in the press release they do for investors, I can't remember what it's called. We looked at it a few months ago when it came out. They were talking like a few million to redesign the website. I wonder if they lost the budget. I wonder if they lost the budget, because that would explain a lot. That would explain everything. If they just went, yeah, we're going to spend 5 million, and they went, actually, we can only spend about £4. Can you do m.com to go on mobile version? No. The key is how it will handle the FOMO box like the Christmas boxes. Yeah, true. How will it handle the high drive of the weekend when all the Christmas boxes are out? Given that they're quite the savings. I think the Votan one is like £107 saved before discount. $80% dev budget on fancy letters. Yeah. I don't understand. Do they have that on every single thing? Yes. Why? Why? Why have you got this? What a weird thing to have. This will be kind of like the developers going, look, we've finished the website. We're really happy with it. Like, we think we're ready to launch. Kinda. We need to test it. And then someone being paid far too much money has gone, on every single website, on every single web page of a product, have a fancy letter to start it off. You know? You know what we actually need? We don't need to have the 3D viewer. You know? Or that the website, the location UI to disappear actually after you click it. What we need is a fancy letter on every single page. I can't believe it's on every single one. That's so funny. Like, why? Why? What idea did they have? They just went, oh my god, this one doesn't. We found one that doesn't. A starter box. Okay, let's click another random product that pops up. Dice? Does dice have it? Probably not. Why can't I click the picture? That's so dumb. Oh, the dice have the T. Okay, cool. Whose idea was that? That's so funny. That's so funny. Scope creeper, dev best friend. Yeah, literally. That is called Big Boss made a decision in a boardroom that no one dare question energy. When is like... Because all I relate that to is like fairy tales, and when has Games Workshop or Warhammer ever had that vibe? 60% T-Suns win rate this weekend. Excellent. That's quite funny. How you doing, Alex? On iPhone, you keep getting that chappy grey sweatshirt every time you load it. Hey, I'll just call with the messages. My little one's been under the weather. There'll be a tournament set. In fact, the first test is running tomorrow. There you go. Chrome Cut Studios has confirmed there is a tournament set coming for the Chroma Cut buildings that we just had a look at. Everyone seemed pretty hyped for them, Chroma Cut. Hopefully you've gone and followed the Kickstarter link, by the way. Right, okay, let's have a look at warhammer.com on the app. Do we get the man in grey? Okay, how do I do this? Can you see that? Let's have a look. We'll do this together. Welcome to warhammer.com. Focus on my phone, please. What are you focusing on if not my phone? Accept cookies. Choose location. It's not focusing, guys. I thought it was going to focus. It does not want to focus. Where's the link? There. I have to press X. Oh, look, we get the guy. This guy's famous among the Warhammer community right now. This guy's actually famous. What's up with the website, though? What's wrong with that? It's just the homepage. Someone said the filters don't work. Geez, been a long day. Just tried to scroll down the website on Mikey's screen. Congress Stew, one to McDonald's. What are we looking at? World Eaters, did you say? Right, let's see if we can get to World Eaters on this. Okay. Do I click this? Shop. Warhammer 40k. Armies of Chaos. World Eaters. Let's try to turn my brightness down. Well, that'll help. Now you can't see shit. That's a bit better. Filters. There are no filters. Once again, there are no filters. That's quite funny. Cool. Yeah, there's just no filters. That's the thing. Well, who's actually just using the website like this? Like, I would never do this. Sorry, everyone. I would just like go on the website, search for what I want, and then I will leave again. Am I the exemption? Am I like the weird part of the rule, or am I just like? Is that just normal? Like, if I want something, I'll go. I'll be like, yeah, mom and dad, you know, grandma, granddad, bit annoying. But they'll just probably like go into a shop. Would they order it online? Maybe. They probably just search what they want now. Will they just like Google Space Marines and then it'll come up? The test is someone not in the Hobbit. Yeah, true. Mikey, look at Kill Team Cassius. Gotta find it first, mate. Kill Team Cassius. I'll search a Kill Team Cassius. Kill Team Cassius. Oof. That that quality image. Oh dear. I like the images of the models though. Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Is it just the images we were referencing or what? It's funny that once you're on the images, you can't get off them. Once you're off on the servo skulls, sorry. Man, I love servo skulls. They're so cool. There we got another one! The only other one you can see. There's 11... There's one blurry image. There's 11 servo skulls. If you click one, you can't get out of them until you refresh. And then the only other image of models is high definition servo skull. That is quite funny. That is actually quite hilarious. Well done, Detnol. Well done, like it. These in sprues. Right, go to Armies of Chaos, Des says. Go to Armies of Chaos on mobile. The option for World Eater disappears off the bottom of the list on Chrome. On Chrome? On mobile. I don't use Chrome on mobile. World Eaters. Okay, that was fine. Did I just do that on here? Shop. 140k. Armies of Chaos. Yeah, well, it's fine, my end. Man, what phone are people using? iPhone works fine. Look. Works fine. Use Safari. God, using non-native apps and then complaining. That's so cringe. That's so cringe. He's a BlackBerry, of course you are. Also feels like it's more expensive, like the prices increase with the site. Probably, but I wouldn't know. Opera. Yeah, I am probably going to move to Opera GX. Did GW hire someone to make their website that prefers to shop in his local freelance gaming friendly local gaming stores, so he made it crap to force people to local gaming stores? Probably. It's like anything with Games Workshop. They do it once and they do it shit, and then they do it again and it's pretty good. That's like the same with anything they do. You know? Look at like the 40k app. It was dog poo. Now it's alright. You know? Pretty decent. I'd say the 40k app now is pretty decent. Yeah, look at like any event they do. Like look at Warhammer Fest before, look at it now. Alright, yeah, it's got queues and stuff, but it's like there's actually stuff there and they have good tables for the tournament and stuff. Next Warhammer Fest will probably even be better. 10th edition, true. Yeah, true, you got me there. iPhone 14 using Chrome. We need Safari. You fell out, Des. You fell off. GW realize we have production issues. How do we solve it? Make it harder for people to actually order. Yeah. Literally. Still wait for Warhammer Plus to be good. You have to wait for Warhammer Plus 2. Not being funny though, the previous website was fine. Yeah, the previous website was like probably dated because it was quite old. It hadn't really changed. But it was very functional. Like very good functional. It had a lot, but it didn't have a lot of features that people are trying to move towards now. Like if you remember, like if you go to gamesworkshop.com and look at images, you remember it? You remember what it used to look like? Gamesworkshop.com. I'm trying to find a secret picture. See a picture of the homepage. Yeah, like this is what it looked like. Obviously, we all remember till last week. You go on the website. It's like mine. It's very standard, you know. It's like images and hyperlinks. That's it. But then you go to warhammer.com, you know? Like, look. They've got, like, videos and shit, you know? It's a lot more immersive as a website. And that's what they want. They want it to feel, like, immersive. They want you to be like, whoa, I can paint too. That could be me. That's really me. Guys, that's me rolling dice. That's me with the rulebook in my hand. You know? They obviously want to, like move into 2023 with a new website. Who cares? Exactly. As in, like, someone who's in Warhammer, you don't. But it's for people who don't know what Warhammer is. What's Warhammer? Oh, it's all this shit. It's got fucking lasers and models and more lasers and fucking guys hanging out being dudes, you know? And eyes. Evil eyes with Space Marines looking epic. Looking epic and cool. You know? We're already nerds. We're already in. But for people who don't know, they need the primer, you know? This is the primer. Look at all these cool things that Warhammer has. And look how epic it is. Look at all the blood, but they're also models. But also, they look cool. But also, there's cool cartoons and people can play games and paint. And you can dress up as a Space Marine. And you can paint elves. And you can shout at a dice roll. But also, cool hanging out. I could be in this image. There's a guy playing video game. He's so cool and epic. Look how epic it is. That's what they're trying to do. I realize I dragged that on a lot. Also, books. So it kind of like advertises the Warhammer hobby. Not the Wargaming hobby. The Warhammer hobby that they're selling to you. In like, what, a minute? Like, here's everything that we have to offer. Cool, go and have some time. Whereas the other website was like, buy Space Marines. Like, yeah, it works. It's very functional. But it's just standard. It's just a bit boring. But if you're already in there, if you're already in the soup, you're already drinking the Games Workshop Kool-Aid. You're like sucking on the teeth, like, it's so good and tasty. Is this organic? If that's what you're suppling, you don't care what the website looks like. You want to go and buy stuff. But it's for like as a landing page, it's a lot better. But functionally, doesn't work. You know, I think that's where we're at. Landing page, great. Landing page, great. As a website as a whole, pretty poor. I miss the days of talking paperclip with eyes, or Clippy. Yeah, Clippy, the start of AI, everyone. Anyway, the real drama. It's not realistic, though. It needs to be loads of bearded 30 to 50-year-old men on there. True. There is one shot of him, and it was a very short shot of Warhammer Fest, I think it was, with the drone. But the real drama, chat, the real drama is that, as you know, I'm one of the best players in the world. I'm so good at Warhammer 40k. Specifically, not Age of Sigmar. I'm not that great at Age of Sigmar. I am one of the best players in the world, and you have to appreciate that. Let's get one of the best Mikey, best player in the world, the GOAT. Let's get the GOAT in chat. Come on, let's go. Spam the GOAT in chat. Also, I want to do a giveaway, but we have only had 2 members. We do need 15. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member for as little as £1.99 a month. You can also let someone else become a member by gifting a membership or gifting multiple memberships and call them poor for not being able to afford a membership, and you have to give it from them from your pocket. And you can also join the Discord, !Discord. It's free to join, but if you are a member, it's way better. Okay. There we go. Let's spam some goats in chat. Boats. Brilliant. Greatest at all time. As you know, I'm the GOAT, and I'm going to the World Championship of Warhammer in Atlanta next week. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for the 2 months, Ross. Really appreciate you. Save the planet, go green. I agree. But next week, I'm going to Atlanta because Games Workshop are paying me to go. They're paying for my holiday to America, to big old America land. Because I won a tournament at Warhammer World a few months ago, as you all probably remember. But they put out a FAQ document that is specifically for this event. Let's get that in a bow. Let's write that down. Let's write it on the back of our hands. Specifically for Atlanta tournament. However, Games Workshop, as we spoke about on stream multiple times, do not want to FAQ their game. Why? Because when they did big probably. This is my interpretation of what they've said. When they did a big questionnaire of like, do you like Warhammer? How often do you play? Do you like FAQs? Remember that one? Remember that one that they did? When they do these big FAQ like questionnaires, they take the information they get to heart. And I imagine a lot of it was, I love Warhammer, but there's too many updates. And you can kind of see that with like newer players or like more casual players. Every time they play Warhammer, the game has changed, you know? The game has changed so much. But they actually really like the balanced data slate. They don't like the constant FAQs. So what we're seeing is only balanced data slates and no FAQs. But the problem is Games Workshop don't write their game in a way that allows to not FAQ things, because there's so much going on that doesn't make sense when it interacts with each other, and it all just happens and no one really knows. So we've kind of just made it up as we went along. Events like myself or other events around the country or even around the world have wrote their own FAQs for their event, and a lot of them do probably like overlap quite consistently, because frequently asked questions or FAQs are frequently asked, so people are kind of like coming to the same answer. But there's also some erroneous choices that people make in events, in my opinion, that don't really make sense. The big one being big guns never tire, being in combat and allowing a unit to overwatch whilst it's in combat, because it can shoot, because it's eligible to shoot whilst it's in combat at all times. But there's like a really big, like a really huge one that is like not played the same at every event, because in my opinion I think it reads pretty clearly, but I think other people think it either reads too not clearly or opposite to that, or think it's too strong so just want to ban it anyway, you know. But they don't want to FAQ the event, but they have FAQ. They don't want to FAQ the game, sorry. And Games Workshop, as a rules team, don't want to put an FAQ out into the wild. What they want to do is a balanced data slate every 3 months and call it a day. From my perspective, that's what it feels like anyway. But they have put out an FAQ for Atlanta. And now, whilst this is written exclusively for the World Championships of Warhammer, this is also the closest we've got to an FAQ for a lot of very common rules misconceptions. So people are taking it verbatim. You know, these are like, this is the closest we've got to an official Games Workshop FAQ. So we're gonna play it the same way. Whether these choices are right or wrong is actually quite interesting, because this FAQ I don't believe is written by the rules team. It is written by the events team, which is not the same. They are not equal. Events team is not the rules writers. Events team run the events, you know. But it makes it quite interesting because this is the only official FAQ we've got, you know. A lot of it I don't agree with. However, I've got to like suck it up and say, because I've got to like abide by this next week, okay. So yeah, there's two that I really don't agree with. It's big guns never tire, and it's the ignoring modifiers. A lot of the other ones I do kind of agree with. A lot of them are kind of like, I don't think that's right, or I don't feel like that's right, but it's fine. It's not like that big of a deal. So we're going to have like a very quick glance. I'm sure you've all read this. You've all got your own opinions. But like, I thought I would go over like what I think about this and tell you, because I've had a very long discussion when we had Richard Siegler shooting in combat with Overwatch with crisis suits because they're vehicles, which then was judged that it wasn't allowed, so he dropped. It was on the Art of War stream they were talking about it, but actually that doesn't sound right, and we've talked about that one at great lengths about why it probably isn't right, but that's how they're ruling it. So this is the closest we've got to an FAQ, so let's have a nosy. So they've clarified that you can only really take one battle shock test per battle shock phase step or battle shock step, which is probably fine. Spamming battle shock tests on one unit is a bit of a feels bad. It's kind of like, how many can I make you take until you inevitably fail? It's a bit strange. But clarifying it as one is fine, but also it's just like really nerfs Chaos Knights and Tyranids, which pretty much rely on these like spamming battle shops systems, because that's like one of the big things they've got. Units with big guns never tire ability or equipped with pistol weapons are eligible to shoot in their controlling player's shooting phase, even while they're in engagement range of enemy units. Can these abilities be used to make them eligible to shoot in other phases, such as when firing Overwatch? And they said no. The reason they'll have backed this up with is out of phase rules. I don't think big guns never tire is an out of phase rule. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because I've talked about it at length. But the long and short of it is, big guns never tire is a section of the shooting phase. But it is described as a section of the shooting phase, not a special rule in the shooting phase on special units. And the shooting phase, or the vehicles being eligible to shoot whilst in combat, isn't a special rule. It is an exception to the rule of not being eligible. Essentially, the core rules say, whilst you're in engagement range, you're not eligible to shoot, or you can shoot while you're doing this, so you can't do that. Unless you're a vehicle, then you're an exception, and it's described in the big guns never tire section. Something along those lines. Which is why I really don't agree with this rule. However, whilst I don't agree with the rule, and at our event, we played it the opposite way. We were like, vehicles, they can fucking do what they want, you know? That's fine. Whilst I don't think that's the correct ruling. I think, like, maybe health of the game, you know, as a whole, especially when I've just mentioned crisis suits of vehicles, they have fucking loads of guns, you know? Loads and loads of guns. What you could create is like a like a negative play experience or a non-engaging play experience where you can never stop a unit doing what it wants if it's a vehicle. Maybe for the health of the game, this is the right ruling or the right way it should have been. However, rules as written, I don't think it's right. Is it probably the best way it should have been written? Is this how it should be changed? Maybe. Maybe it should be. But, as Des has just said, everyone's on the same page, which is a good thing about this FAQ as a whole. But this is more like, do I agree with this rule? So, maybe crisis shoot shouldn't be vehicles. Maybe crisis shoot should be vehicles. But, like, the fact that you have, like, Overwatch at the start or the end of a charge move, you can pretty much never target a unit that ends a charge move in combat because it's in combat. And if you're going to say that vehicles can't shoot in combat because that's an out of phase rule, you also have to say that you can't target a vehicle that is in combat with Overwatch that just finished a charge with, let's say, another unit, because obviously the unit that Overwatches don't have to be the unit that's being charged. Let's say a vehicle makes a charge. With big guns never tire, you would be able to target that unit in shooting at -1 to hit. You also can't Overwatch it, so you can actually never, as far as I'm aware, you can actually never target a unit at the end of a charge move with Overwatch because it's in combat. And there's no rules that are in the core rules that allow you to Overwatch a unit that's now in combat because pistols and vehicles can't Overwatch out of phase because that's how they want to play it. So that part of that section of the stratagem fire Overwatch is actually pointless because you can never Overwatch something that's in combat because it's ended a charge move in engagement range, or if it's not in engagement range after the end of a charge move, it shouldn't have moved. So just admit you want to Overwatch in combat with triple redemptors. No, I want to Overwatch with triple redeemers. So monsters can shoot. I'm not 100% sure what your question is. Vehicles or monsters. They're essentially the same thing in the game, barring the keyword. For how they act on the battlefield, they are vehicles and monsters are exactly the same. The only difference is when you have anti-vehicle or anti-monster when you're targeting them. I don't think there's anything else in the game that is actually different other than that. I agree with you, Mike, and now you put it like that. Well said. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. Maybe it's the right thing to do, but it's also, I think, is the incorrect ruling. Can't you still shoot a vehicle at the end of its charge with the third unit? No. No, you can't. You can't, like what I just said, you can't Overwatch the vehicle in combat because big guns never tire is a thing that allows you to shoot a unit that's in combat, and it has to be a vehicle that's in engagement range, and you'll be at -1. But what they're saying is a vehicle can't shoot out of combat because of big guns never tire, which also means you can't shoot into combat because of big guns never tire. They've also called units with the big guns never tire ability, which I've just reread and is actually incorrect because it is not an ability, it is a section of the rules. So how they've ruled it is wrong. It is just not how the game's played. However, or how the game's written. However, everyone's on the same footing, so it's fine, you know? Tank shock, no tank shock in monsters. Also true, yeah, monsters can't tank shock. So I think it's tank shock and then anti-weapons are the only things that make vehicles and monsters act differently. Which is quite funny, because again, big guns isn't an ability, it is a section of the core rules. I don't agree with it, but it's good that they wrote this down, you know? The thing is with it is you can disagree with a ruling like I'm doing right now, and I'm saying that's just wrong. This just isn't correct. The thing is with it, as long as everyone's aware of the rule before you start playing or before you submit a list, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just that's just how the game is at that day, that time you're playing. That's how you're gonna play. It's kind of like when you go up to the gaming table and you kind of go, "I've got all these things, mate. The terrain's like this. Is the footprint like this? Yeah, cool. That's okay." It's like kind of like the same as that. It's that sort of conversation. That everyone's having that pre-game conversation before the day starts, you know, or before the game starts. Everyone's on the same footing. It doesn't matter if you're playing it how you don't think it should be played. You're playing it the same way. Doesn't really care. So, but yeah, it's not an ability. Twice. But what it means is you can never overwatch something that finishes a charge, which is unless. No, I don't think you could ever do it. So anyway, I thought that was quite funny. Again, if you can't shoot with a unit, with a vehicle or monster with Overwatch whilst it's in engagement range, because a big guns never tire is an out of phase ability, you also can't shoot with it or at it. That makes sense. Why can monsters not tank shot? Because they don't have the right keyword. They don't have tracks, mate. That's all I can say. And also, it's just not how the game works, so... anyway, what's the next one? When a unit counts as making a move of any kind using an effect or ability, has that unit made a move for the purpose of abilities that trigger the start of end of a move? No. This one is actually always played the other way, but I think it's so stupid. I think it's so stupid that it's played. I think this is, like, correct, you know? This is essentially what people like to do with this one. Is, for example... Grey Knights, Mist of Deimos, and stuff like that, or similar. Or there's the Custody Stratagem, or Custody Enhancement that allows you to move 6, or Tactical Redeploy. Anything like that is like when you end a move within X, usually 9, you can move D6, or you can move, or you can teleport, or you can be removed from the battlefield. People were doing this on like things that deep strike too close. So you deep strike closer than 9, or even if it's 12 inches and they deep strike 9 away. People that like were like, like I'll deep strike. Let's say Inceptors, okay? Inceptors and Mist of Deimos. So Mist of Deimos by Grey Knights. When a unit ends within 9, it can either move or it can be removed from the battlefield. There's 2 options you get to choose. People are like, oh, I'm going to deep strike Inceptors 3 away. And then people were saying, oh, well, you've deep struck. Because you've deep struck, that unit counts as making a move. So because you count as making a move, and now you're within 9, I'm going to teleport away. Which was like... such a weird thing. Like, what? Why? Why is that a thing? I don't understand it. This is essentially a nerf to that. But also, as mentioned in chat, Eldar Phantasm suddenly becomes very good because that is just a free move. It doesn't matter. They don't have to end anywhere near. You can move something that's on the side of the board. But like that interaction was very strange because it also, people were like the next one. When a transport arrives with reserve reinforcement, units are eligible to disembark. People are like, well, I've arrived from strategic reserve, or I've deep struck my Drakari Raider. It counts as making a move. After the unit's made a move, you can disembark. So can I disembark now? Like, No. No. I didn't think that really stopped that. I thought it was just Phantasm consolidation moves. How's it stop Phantasm? But no, this is because I've chatted to him about it. This is explicitly about like things that are like you end within X and now you can do something. That's what a lot of it comes down to. But I'm not sure about like Phantasm consolidation moves. Like, how does that interact? So are drop pods useless now? No, because drop pods are like explicitly say they must disembark. So like, yeah, technically this rule turns off drop pods, but drop pods are the exception because drop pods say you must disembark. What this stops being is a rhino arriving from strategic reserve counts as making a move, so now the unit can get out. So can you overwatch a unit that deep strikes? Yeah, but that's because it has not because it's ended a move, that's because it's been set up. Fire Overwatch. Fire Overwatch is just after a unit is set up or when a unit makes a move. But yeah, it's again, it's stuff like, is it Ceaseless Hunter? I don't think it's Ceaseless Hunter. It could be Ceaseless Hunter. Yeah, Ceaseless Hunter. Once per battle, when an enemy unit ends a normal advance or fallback move within 9 inches of the bearer, if the bearer unit is not within engagement range, it can normal move as 6. People are like deep striking too close, and then they would trigger in that because it's technically made a move, but it hasn't, you know? My cloud striking falcons, YGWs, why have my faction not suffered enough? Eldar can get in the bin. Do falcons have a rule they can get out straight away? I don't think so. No. Yeah, so basically people are like getting out, bringing in like not drop pods, rhinos, raiders, anything that like transports deep strikes or arrives from strategic reserve, and then getting out straight away. So either make it a cheaper or just as efficient drop pod. Because also you can get out closer than 9 when you disembark, you know, technically, because the unit hasn't deep struck, it's disembarked from a transport. So you'd like deep strike 9 away. I can't think of an example. Let's say you got a rhino, okay? You got a rhino. You strategic reserve the rhino. He's got devastators in there. You come on 9 away from on a board edge, 9 away from an enemy. Then the unit disembarks like 3 inches closer. Well, like with a drop pod, that's what the drop pod's designed to do. It comes down turn 1, which is great ability. Also, you immediately disembark, great ability. And you can still go more closer than 3. But then you like making a rhino do the same thing. It's just like, why would you ever take a drop pod? Like, oh, every faction has essentially got a drop pod. Stop going off. Every faction essentially has a drop pod because they just deep strike or arrive from reserves, you know? Land raiders with assault rams are the worst, as the unit can still charge. Also true, yeah, so you can like get out with a land raider or strategic reserve a land raider, which I don't think actually fits within 6 of the board edge, but fine, whatever. And then they get out closer than 3, then charge like a 5-inch or whatever they need. So yeah, it's like I don't know why this is a thing, but it is. But it's clarified now. If a model equipped with a one-shot weapon shoots with that weapon and later embarks with a transport with a firing deck, can that one-shot weapon be selected for use via a firing deck? No. Again, the rules aren't written this way, but that is fine. Can't charge about a rhino. No, you can't charge. I don't think I mentioned charging. I think I mentioned Devastators, maybe, being within 9. Anyway, it's to stop rhinos being as good, or as similar, or any transport being as good as a drop pod. Which didn't really make sense. Firing deck. We've spoke about this a few times in the past. Basically, with the way firing deck works is rather than like models shooting out of a transport, that's not actually what happens. You actually select models that are inside the transport, and the transport becomes equipped with the same weapons. So you could. And the way like it all works and the sequencing of it all, you could essentially say that the transport was equipping a new one-shot weapon every time, which obviously doesn't make sense, but that's how it's worded. Again, a lot of these rulings are not because, like, that changes the way the game works. A lot of them just, like, make sense. Like, there's a couple, like, big guns never tire. Like, that is not how the game is wrote. But what it feels like is they're kind of going, this doesn't obviously make sense, so we're going to try and do it this way. Like, one-shot weapons obviously makes a lot of sense. One-shot weapon should be one-shot, but technically, the way the game is wrote down, every time a one-shot weapon is triggered with firing deck, it becomes equipped with that weapon. Can you use it multiple times? Maybe. Technically, yeah, maybe. But what that rule being referenced to, GSC bombs. Yeah, pretty much exclusively GSC bombs. I don't think there's many other weapons that are on infantry that are one-shot. But yeah, pretty much exclusively G to the Cultist one. Not that they'll be there. Drop pod troops still need to be outside 9 according to drop pod rules. Okay. Anyway, still. There you go. So you actually get better drop pod with a Rhino because you can go closer than 9. If a unit equipped the one-shot weapon is battle within transport, and that transport attacks with that weapon using the firing deck ability, which model is considered to have shot with that weapon for the purpose of one-shot ability? This is exactly what I've just said. The transport, I said firing deck, each time the transport shoots, select one weapon from up to X models, or X being how many, whatever firing deck, usually firing deck 2 or firing deck 6. This transport counts as being equipped with those weapons as well. So the transport is equipped with the one-shot weapon, so like let's say GSC bombs, and then it shoots. The unit hasn't actually shot the weapon, the transport did, that is now equipped with that weapon. So they've said, no, don't do that. They basically said, nah, bro. That's what this says. Don't do that. Technically, that's how it works. Don't do that, please. The Necron wrist weapon. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Tachyon arrow. That's the one. Thanks, Drew. But this is quite funny. But yeah, these two things, again, not technically how they work, but understandable. One-shot weapons should probably be one-shot, no matter that the transport is technically shooting. So, but again, it's just how they wrote the game. Like, I don't know. For some things, it feels like they changed them for the sake of them. But I've never seen anyone struggle to understand like how models shot out of a Rhino, because like models have pretty much been able to shoot out of a Rhino ever since its inception because of the firing hatch or whatever they called it. You know, you used to be able to like fire 2 Space Marines out of a Rhino with like the tactical squad in there, going to shoot my las cannon out of there and a bolt it. Cool. But then they've gone like, oh, firing deck. So the sequencing now is the transport chooses these weapons, and now it's equipped with these weapons. It's not actually the unit shooting, the transport is shooting, which is very, like, what feels like a very convoluted way to do it, but it kind of, like, synchronizes that type of rule with every transport that has firing deck. They all work the same way. They're not, like, copy-pasting the same rule. They're just going firing deck, which is arguably a copy and paste, but you know what I'm saying. But it just feels like a really convoluted way to write it down. And then the symptom of doing it that way is the transport shooting. The unit is never shooting. The transport has the same weapon, which is not the same as the unit shooting. Open top, that was it. So can Hellblaster still cheese gets hot from an impulsor? Yeah, exactly. And that's why, because the unit is never selected to shoot in a transport. The transport is shooting with the same weapons equipped. It's not the same, obviously. How did you even do that? What, cheese Hellblasters? So, like, because the transport becomes equipped with the same weapons, so you put Hellblasters in an impulsor, the transport becomes equipped with all the plasma weapons equipped on the Hellblasters. So then you overcharge all of the plasma from the impulsor because the unit isn't shooting, to clarify. And then because of gets hot, or hazardous, what do they call it now? Because of hazardous, you roll all your hazardous tests. And every time you roll a 1, you'll take 3 mortal wounds. So what you could do is actually kill the impulsor, because the impulsor has died, the unit inside gets out. It disembarks, emergency disembarks. You do all your rolling, see if any die. But then the impulsor is removed, but the unit that disembarked hasn't actually shot. Because the impulsor shot with the same weapons, the unit inside didn't actually shoot. So now the Hellblaster unit can now be selected as a unit to shoot. And then they can shoot. They can then do hazardous tests. They could also die, and then because they're Hellblasters, they get to shoot on a 3-up. So you can have Hellblasters shoot 3 times, but actually not doing that. The impulsor is shooting, killing itself, because it's equipped with the hazardous weapons now. Then the Hellblasters shoot. Then the unit shoots as well. So shit, can you double dip on shooting? Yeah, because the unit is the unit inside the transport isn't shooting. The transport is shooting with the same weapons. Like, again, it's just convoluted way to be like they can shoot out the top. Like, why is it so convoluted? They can shoot out the top. You know, whilst this unit is embarked, they can shoot with X number of models when it's this. Like, so yeah, you can shoot up to 3 times with that combo, but then you lose an impulsor. So is it worth it? Probably not. However, that's big, but it creates convoluted things like, well, the unit is equipped with a one-shot weapon. The transport is selecting it. The transport is shooting the one-shot weapon. The unit is never shooting it. That's the combo. That's why they've had to FAQ it. So, how does Melter ability? Oh man, fucking Melter! What a dumb thing. Melter. You could say simplified, not simple. Might be a failed experiment. Yeah, literally. Okay. Melter. Again, this isn't right, but this is how it's played at most events for some reason. How does the Melter ability interact with abilities that modify damage characteristics? And the answer is, bonus damage from Melter weapons is a modifier, an addition modifier, and follows the normal process for applying modifiers. So the normal process, we should probably get the fucking designer's commentary up, shouldn't we? Rules commentary. So this is pretty much exclusively for half damage. If you got a unit that halves damage, this is where it comes up. Modifier. 1 second. Modifiers. Here we go. Modifiers are rules that change a numerical value from one value to another. This can include result of a dice roll, the characteristics of a model, and more. The section details how to apply modifiers. All modifiers are cumulative. If a rule instructs you to change or replace one characteristic with a specified value, change the relevant characteristic to the new one. So if you make damage 1, for example. You must then apply division modifiers before applying multiplication modifiers, before applying addition modifiers, and then subtraction. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. So basically, if you've got half damage, so what you'll do is you'll go all modifiers cumulative, set any set value. So this is a good one for like make a CP cost 0. You know, that's like a good example of that. Then apply division, so we half it. Then we apply multiplication. Then we apply addition, then subtraction. So what they're saying the order of events are, is you half damage, because you apply the division first, and then you apply the addition modifier, because it's the one afterwards. Okay? Bod math, baby. Yeah, exactly. The thing is with it, is Melter, arguably, isn't a modifier. And I'll tell you why. Melter. Here we go. The Melter rule. Weapons with Melter X in their profile are known as Melter weapons. Each time an attack made with such a weapon targets a unit within half that weapon's range, that attack's damage characteristic is increased by the amount denoted by X. So increase the damage by X when targeting units in half range. A model that targets unit within half range of a weapon with damage characteristic of D6 and the Melter 2 ability, if that attack inflicts damage on the target, it inflicts D6 plus 2 damage. Okay. So what you could read is, it inflicts D6 plus 2. So the plus 2 is a modifier. However, it doesn't add 2 to the dice roll, which could be classed as a modifier. It changes the damage characteristic to whatever is denoted by X. So it goes from damage D6 to the characteristic being damage D6 plus 2. Okay? Hear me out. Stay with me. What they're saying is Melter 2 is actually a plus 2 modifier, whereas the rules are written is you actually change the damage characteristic in the profile from D6 to D6 plus 2. Because otherwise, if you start saying, well, actually, it's an addition modifier because it's got an addition, think about the Incarn. The Incarn has a melee weapon, which is called Vilivzar, the Sword of Souls with Strike. It's actually D6 plus 1 damage. As you can see, 5 attacks, strength hits on 2, strength 12, minus 4, D6 plus 1. Is this D6 plus 1 D6 with the modifier of plus 1? Does the plot modifier count as plus 1? Sorry, does the plus 1 count as a modifier? Because it is an addition. Or is that the damage characteristic? So what I'm saying is, if you have 2 Incarns fighting each other, which happens a lot in Eldar games, you have D6 plus 1 fighting half damage. Do you roll your D6 and add 1, then half? Or do you roll your D6, half it, then add 1? That's the question. Because you've got half damage and you've got D6 plus 1 damage. Okay? Or let's, for example, let's just say the Incarn's plus 2 damage, just to keep the math simple. Do you roll the dice, then add to it because it's D6 plus 2, and then half it? Or do you roll the dice, half it, then add 2? That's the question, you know? Is the plus 2 on the weapon, specifically on the weapon, it's actually plus 1, but we're just saying plus 2 just because we're playing with Melter. That's why. Does that count as the whole damage characteristic, or is it like a modifier? Do you do the maths before or after? Because would it count as a modifier or not? Because if you say you roll the dice and then half it after adding the 1, I think that's correct. That sounds correct. But Melter is written the same way, because the FAQ says the bonus damage is a modifier. However, I've lost my tab. Sorry, 1 second. That one? No. That one. It says you change the damage characteristic, you know? You increase the damage characteristic noted by X. So then, does that not mean the damage characteristic is D6 plus 2? It's not. Damage characteristic is D6 with a modifier of plus 2. You know? You know where I'm trying to get? You know, like, I'm trying to get? I'm putting £5 on Mikey getting yellow card and making these points to a TO. Literally. The Avatar of Kane is D6 plus 2 damage. Looks like this is better against other avatars with a Catan. But that's what I'm saying. If you have the Avatar of Kane fight the Incarn, is it D6 plus 2 then halved? Or is it D6 halved then plus 2? Because the Melter rule is functionally the same as having a plus on naturally on the dice. Does it count as a modifier? If you say Melter does count as a modifier, then arguably the way the rules are written, because of how you've denoted how Melter works in the core rules, again, this is an FAQ, purely talking, just like theorizing and talking about how these rules interact with each other, their damage characteristic is increased. So is the damage characteristic with a plus 2 modifier on the profile. How does this affect ablative plating? I don't know what ablative plating is. Does that mean it becomes 0 with +2 melt 2.5 range? Probably yes. If it says like set damage to 0, then yeah, it becomes +2 afterwards. Adamantine Mantle changes damage characteristic of melter weapons to 1. Does that negate the melter bonus, or is the melter bonus applied afterwards? So, I think it should negate all of it. However, the way they've set the rules up for this event, if you instruct to change or replace a 1 characteristic, do that now. It's step 2. So you would set the melter damage to 0, then you put the addition on. Or like damage 1. So it'd be actually like damage 3 in this example. My head hurts. So basically, they're saying it's a modifier. So if you've got half damage, which is like the most common example, think of like avatars, you know? They're all half damage. Catan's half damage. If you've got D6 plus 2 damage with a melt, because you're in melter range, you roll your dice, half it, then add on the addition. So let's say you roll a 2. You rolled a big fat 2, baby. It's not 4 damage hard becomes 2 damage. It's actually 1 damage because you half it, then add 2, which becomes 3 damage, which is obviously very different than 4. Because 2 plus 2 is 4, halved is 2. However, they're actually saying, no, it's 2, which becomes 1, then you add melter, which becomes 3. However, if you say that's fine, I don't care. You can play it like that, that is fine. However, if you play it like that, arguably, everything that has plus something on a D6 or D3 roll in every profile across the game, they also count as a modifier, so you also half damage and then add theirs on as well. For example, the Incon would be D6 plus 1, D6 half plus 1, not D6 plus 1 halved. That's the damage. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does what I'm saying make sense? If melt is a modifier, then you think ignore modifiers are much better now. Also correct. Also correct. If you ignore modifiers, arguably you ignore melter as well, which I don't think is correct either. I can see the logic. I'm obviously not going to go up and say, well, you said this, so this is how it happens. But the point is pointing out the problem with, like, I'm referencing this rule. How does that affect the rest of the game? When by the rules, it feels like it makes sense. By doing this, by saying melter is a modifier or an addition modifier, it makes melter way stronger. It makes halving damage or setting damage way weaker. I do think it's wrong. So I'm sorry I've blown all your brains, but there's a fun one for you. I lost 20 views to that. It's definitely worth it. It makes sense. Gino is making melter better. Yeah, they're making half damage worse or melter better. Either way, probably not correct. Don't try this, by the way. I'm purely here to look. People get angry at me in the wider competitive community because they think everything I'm saying is serious. You know? They think everything I'm saying is really serious. What you have to remember is I'm purely theorizing, you know? I'd be like, well, if you do this, you do that. You know? If you do... Oh, you want to do that? Don't forget this. You know? Don't use this. Don't go, well, Mikey said this. That's not what you should be doing. I'm purely talking about purely analysis view. Mikey's an agent of chaos. Purely analyzing the rules interactions that they create by going like this. My next tournament, I'm going to argue it and say Mikey said it's right. Thanks, Paul. Fuck's sake. They forget you're a cheeky chap from up north. Exactly. I'm a cheeky chap who likes to laugh at broken rules. Pull up this exact stream next RTT. I want a fucking a breakdown, like a transcript of how it works. I think everyone should go to tournaments and say Mikey said this. This is exactly what I'm using at the next UKTC, Tony. The UKTC are using this in verbatim. They even edit it. I think they just copy pasted it, which is fair. I understand. I'll also do the same. However, just do what you want. I don't care. You're also having the characteristic with the Catan, so that happened before any roll. So resolving one's damage and melt at the same time. So divide then add. I don't know if I'm following it, Face. The interaction is now written as you would roll a dice, half the dice roll, then add because of half damage. I don't think that's correct. It should be probably the damage characteristic is now whatever melt a 2 becomes +2. But yeah, like what then counts as a modifier? You know, that's what I was basically trying to say. Can we get a Mikey said so tee with all the rules you've broken on the back? Fire t-shirt. Conga Stewie, you started it. Magoo, add a new channel to the Discord. I want a list of every rule that I've broken in 10th edition. I'll make that t-shirt. Every rule. Just like tour dates. Tour dates, but the rules are broken. Oh, that's funny. That's a great t-shirt, Conga Stewie. Magoo, get on it. Get on the Discord. I need a new channel, members area. All the rules I've broken. Does this also mean any other USRs that affect damage counters modifiers too? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Fire Dragons Melt 3 become interesting. Eldar now best at killing their own avatars. Also true. You'll need to add trousers by the end of the edition for extra space. Just ends at trousers. Brilliant. Anyway, that's the Melter one, which I thought was quite funny. Some abilities allow units to be targeted with a stratagem for 0 CP. Can such ability be used on command reroll stratagem? Yes. No, Games Workshop, you're wrong. No events team. Can't wait to hang out next week. Command reroll. So this is talking about abilities that allow you to use a stratagem for free. And it's like when you target that unit with a stratagem, you can use it for 0 CP. You know, Rites of Battle, for example. Broken Rules onesie. Brilliant. So the command reroll says in any phase when a you know how it works. Reroll. However, this is missing one thing. It doesn't say target, as you can see. And actually in the app it's a lot better. Because if you put command reroll into the app, as you can see, it's the app is the almighty savior that Games Workshop wanted to be, which is fine. As you can see, the target is actually blank. There is no target for the command reroll. Which in turn means when you've got a stratagem or an ability like Rites of Battle that say, oh, let's look at the Hive Tyrant because I don't have the app unlocked. Hive Tyrant. Oh, I can't look at that one either. God damn it. I didn't put the apps in my new phone, guys. I haven't put the new codes in my app yet. Rites of Battle, please. Rites of Battle. Once per battle round, one unit from your army with this ability can be targeted. One unit from your army with this ability can be targeted with a stratagem for 0 CP. Command reroll actually doesn't target anything. Which is why they've had to go, actually, yeah, you can. So because the command reroll doesn't technically have a target, it targets the dice, which is not the unit. They've said, actually, yeah, you are actually using the command reroll. It's targeting the unit because they're their dice. Technically, that's not how it works. However, again, health of the game, probably correct. Probably correct. Okay, let's have a look over here. Some abilities allow remove a unit from the battlefield after the first battle round has started and place it in strategic reserve. If that ability states, it will arrive back on the battlefield in the reinforcement step of your next movement phase, or that unit has a deep strike ability. Can such ability allow the unit to arrive on the battlefield during the first battle round? Yes. When doing so, set that unit back up in the battlefield as if it was a second battle round. Note that this does not allow other abilities such as Chaos Bikers outmaneuver, Hearthking Pioneers outflanking, Mag Rider, Scout Guerrilla Tactics to rout shoot reserve during the first battle round. Other abilities. I'm trying to work out what are the other abilities. I'm trying to work that out. Hearthking Pioneers. Let's have a look at those. A lot of it does make sense, though. But I don't understand. Hearthking Pioneers. Aren't they called something else? They're not called Hearthking Pioneers, I don't think. Hernkin Pioneers. I got it wrong. Outflanking Mag Riders. Then your opponent's turn. You can put it into strategic reserve. Okay. Yeah, so basically this means if you can remove a unit and it can deep strike, then that's great. It can arrive via deep strike, but you can't arrive. You can remove from the battlefield. It can't arrive from strategic reserves early, which is a really weird, a really strange. I suppose strategic reserve doesn't have any rule that says it can arrive turn 1 in part of the core rules. Deep Strike doesn't actually have any limitation from what turn you can arrive. The only reason you can't arrive turn 1 is because of the mission rules. So you can't arrive from strategic. I wonder if are they the only units that can arrive from strategic reserve with that ability? Chaos Bikers. I thought there'd be a lot more units than that. Yeah, you can put them into strategic reserve. So if you can go back into strategic reserve and you don't have deep strike, you can't come in turn 1. But if you can deep strike, you can arrive. This is something I was using to a lot of like great power when I was playing the Death Watch when I did win that event, because they can take 2 units and then deep strike them next turn, which is pretty insane to like deep strike so much turn 1, because technically you've gone first or gone second. At the end of your opponent's turn, which is actually turn 1, you remove half your army, then it all deep strikes in your turn 1, which is quite funny. When GW said simpler, not simple, they meant it's simpler because there are less rules explanations, but not simple because now the rules make no sense. Yeah. You mean Blood Ravens? Yeah, that's what I said. Deathwatch Blood Ravens. Some abilities remove a unit from the battlefield and say that the unit will return the reinforcement sets in your next movement phase, but do not make use of strategic reserve or the deep strike ability. Can such ability allow units to arrive at the battlefield during the first battle round? This is like the same thing. It's like if you're arriving from strategic, no. If it's anything else, yes. Some abilities, Strength of Fate, Acts of Faith, occur before making a dice roll. Can such ability be used as part of a reroll? I feel like that was pretty standard. I think that is pretty normal, but fair enough. If a unit with the Infiltrator's ability uses an ability that allows it to redeploy, can make use of the Infiltrator's ability when redeploying? No. This is a funny one, because this is actually how it was in 9th edition. And it felt like they went away from this in 10th. But then now they've gone, actually, yeah. So if you got anything that allows you to redeploy, you basically have to follow the normal rules for deployment. You can't use special abilities, essentially. They're going to be like, well, it's out of phase, you know? You're out of phase now. I feel like that's like the reasoning behind it. It also stops Dark Angels being like horrific alpha, I guess. I think you can redeploy Dark Angels. There's like the Vanguard detachment in Space Marines that allows any character to gain Infiltrate, and then you can like give that to like a Terminator captain and then infiltrate 10 Terminators with Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers, which is quite funny. But also, I don't know if you could redeploy it though. It might be a stratagem that allows you to redeploy. I feel like that's what they're trying to get away from. It's like if you redeploy, you can't like put them on the back of the field and redeploy them right to the front. So it is quite funny though. All right, there's only a few more to go through. Some units, probably the biggest one on here. Some units, Mortarion, Trajan, Grey Knights, Grandmasters, Lees of Votan with a grim demeanor, have abilities that allow certain models/units to ignore modifiers to their characteristics. Do such abilities allow them to ignore modifiers to the characteristics of weapons equipped by those models units as well, and they've said no. So what this means is like a big one, a really big one. Mortarion ignores modifiers, and Mortarion's rules in particular. Shall we read it? Because it's like quite a big one. Mortarion, not Immortals. His ability is like Lord of Death. While a friendly Death Guard unit is within 6 inches of that model, that unit can ignore any or all modifiers to its characteristics and any roll or test made for it, excluding modifiers to saving throws. If they say, as they've said here, do such abilities allow them to ignore modifiers characteristics of weapons equipped by models in their unit, and they've said no, what this means is it's the big one. You don't ignore damage modifiers, such as half damage, -1 damage, etc. Which was a bit of a sketchy one already. So, like, not ignoring damage is probably okay. What it does mean, you don't ignore any ignore-hit modifiers. You don't ignore any -1 to hit modifiers, like ballistic skill modifiers, because you don't look at the it only doesn't affect. You only ignore them on the top line of a data sheet, you know? If we open any data sheet, for example, these are Votan, it's just the first one that was there. The only ones you ignore modifiers to are these ones here. These ones along the top. You can't slow down more time with Night Spinners. You can't reduce his toughness with other Death Guard. You can't affect his leadership or his OC. But you can make him -1 to hit. You can reduce his attacks. You can reduce his strength. You can reduce his damage. But you can't do anything along the top. It's a double nerf to Death Guard because you still ignore the -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill. You don't. You don't ignore it because -1 ballistic skill or weapon skill is a weapon, not a unit mod characteristic. You know? If we have a look at Death Guard in particular, and their new ability that they've got. Here it is. While enemy units within contagion range worsen the leadership and objective control, you ignore this one because it's on the top line. While enemy units within contagion range worsen the save characteristic, you do ignore this one because you don't affect the saving throw, but you are ignoring the save characteristic modifier. However, -1 weapon skill and ballistic skill is of the weapons, because you can see it's characteristic of the weapons. You don't ignore that anymore. Which feels really weird. Because a lot of people are taking Mortarion. I've done it on stream as well. Taking Mortarion and then taking triple play burst crawler and then going, -1 to hit. That's unfortunate. Not anymore. Because I ignore it. But they said you don't ignore characteristics affecting the weapons, only they're affecting the data sheet of the model itself, not the thing it's holding. Which I don't agree with. I think if they just said, does it ignore damage modifiers? And they went, no. And I'm like, yeah, fine. That's fair enough. But like, yeah, they've said it doesn't affect the weapons, which doesn't feel right, in my opinion. So no, you can't ignore any -1s to hit. If you're going over forests, if you're going over indirects, you've got an ability that says you're -1 to hit because I've used fucking lightning fast reactions, for example. You no longer ignore those, which is like really, really huge. To a point where I probably wouldn't take a Grey Knight Grandmaster anymore. If this was like a rule and I was playing Grey Knight still, or taking the Grey Knights this event, I wouldn't take a Grandmaster because it's like he actually ignores basically movement characteristics and then leadership, which is that's it. That is all they ignore really. There's not much else in the game that is like actually effective, barring Death Guard with like save characteristic. You know, there's nothing else really that affects it too much. Hit is a roll, still ignore modifiers and rolls. Durability is allowed to ignore modified characteristics of weapons equipped. There's Summoning Soul Song, yeah. You don't ignore characteristics to weapons, so. It is a roll, but it's referring to rolls and tests for the top line of the thing, not weapons. So I wouldn't go in thinking, oh, actually, it's a -1 to hit roll, so I'm fine. I wouldn't rely on that. Would it make him immune to battle shock for holding objectives? No, he can still fail battle shock. You just can't affect the battle shock value, I guess, essentially. Anyway, there's more stuff. Some abilities. Path of Command, Lord Solar, Hive Commander. Grant 1 CP at the start of the controlling player's command phase. Does this CP count towards the limit of each player only being able to gain 1 CP per battle round? Yes. The reason this is in here is because gaining CP at the start of the turn, it says, except for the CP gained at the start of the turn, you can only gain 1. Which obviously is reference to you gain 1 CP a turn each. Outside of that, you can only gain 1 more. But because it said, except for the CP you gain at the start of the turn, you can only gain 1. Loads of abilities that give you 1 CP is at the start of a player turn. So because it all happens together, you essentially gain 2. And then the rules say, except for the one gained at the start, which is 2, you can only gain 1. So technically you could gain 2 a turn. Or if you gained multiple at the start, you can gain more than that. So it's like, it's just like really weird, really weird how they've like, how like that's again how it's written, but it doesn't work like that, but it makes sense. So like for example, the Autarch Wayleaper, at the start of the turn, you gain 1 command point, and then the rules say except for the command points gained at the start of the turn, you can only gain 1 more. So technically you could get 2. So Gino telling us 2 + 1 is now 2. Yeah. But what they're trying to say is anything that gains CP at the start of the turn or whenever gains a CP, if it's a start command phase, except for the one you gain normally because you're playing the game that everyone gets, it does actually count as 1. Even though technically that's not how it works. It's so funny. It's so funny. The rules are so bad. I love Warhammer. I love 40k. I know the rules designers have such a hard time. And I give them a hard time. But Jesus Christ, they make my life easy. I just turn up and it all just falls into my lap. Look, at the start of the command phase, this is the Autarch. At the start of the command phase, if this is your Warlord and he's on the battlefield, you gain 1 CP. And it's like, except for the ones... And then, let's have a little core rules. Core rules, just to show you. To show you how easy it is. It's getting ridiculous. God damn, I got so many data sheets open. Start of the command. I mean, that should show up. Outside of CP players gained at the start of the command phase. At the start of your command phase, gain 1. See, it's that easy. Outside of those, you can only gain 1, regardless of source. They've had to clarify that they mean 1 at the start of the battle round because you're playing Warhammer, and that's how the mission works. Not 1 because you're Eldar and you're getting 1 at the start of the command phase because you got an Autarch. Is setting OC to 0 modifier? Oh, fucking no. So fail a battle shock only means you can't use strat to have desperate breakout, but the OC characteristic changes when you fail a battle shock. Battle shock. Let's have a look how battle shock works, because that's a great question, Magoo. A battle shock. In this state, you must take a battle shock. To do so, roll 2d6. Until the start of your next command phase, that unit is battle shocked. While you use battle shock, the objective control characteristic of all models is 0. Does setting the OC characteristic to 0 count as a modifier? Magoo, answer the question. Does setting the OC to 0 count as a modifier? That's the question I'm asking you. It's really important that you answer. You know? Because if so, yes, Mortarion, Leagues of Votann, all that stuff would count as a modifier. I really need you to answer this question. So maybe Maybe if we just read the highlighted text, maybe Mortarion is immune to Battle Shock because you can't set his thing to 0 because it's a modifier. Because it instructs you to change the objective control character volume model is 0. Is that not instructing you to change or replace one characteristic with a specified value that Mortarion ignores? It's like McGee's been called to the front of class. You know why he's been called to the front of class? To give him a round of fucking applause. Well done, Magoo. Well done. Oh, man. Anyway, we've only had 2 members. What the fuck's going on? Chat, we've only had 2 members. I want to give you a prize, and we've only had 2. What's going on? Does the Thousand Suns Twist of Fate count as a modifier, or is it just skipping steps in combat resolution? I don't fucking know anymore. No. I don't know, mate. The final one. If a unit contains a character, monster, or vehicle, fails several hazardous tests at the same time, how are the effects applied? Each failed hazardous test, the unit controlling player selects one model from the unit equipped with the hazardous weapon. That model will suffer relevant effects to failed tests, either being destroyed or suffering 3 mortal wounds until it is destroyed, at which point that player selects another model equipped with the hazard test. It's fine. You scared all the grey names away? Probably, yeah. I probably did scare all the grey names away. So since that's an aura, you can make an entire Death Guard army immune to Battle Shock. Yeah, because Morty is a 6-inch aura of ignoring modifiers, not just him. Does it stack with all his dust? For fuck's sake. Can you modify an Ambul's OC though? God damn it. Anyway, that's the World Championships of Warhammer FAQ. It's mostly okay. It has some flaws, as we've pointed out, which is very funny. But it's mostly okay. A lot of it I do agree with. Vehicles not being able to shoot Overwatch whilst in combat. Arguably, it adds a lot of tactical flexibility to tagging vehicles, whilst I think the rule is wrong. Melter makes the Melter ruling makes Melter a lot stronger. Arguably, I think the rule's wrong. Does changing the game from 10 to 11 count as a modifier? You're going to vlog your games. Yeah, I'm going to be taking my cameras with me. I'm probably going to stream whilst I'm there in the evening. Probably on the Friday evening as normal, but I don't know. I don't know what the time zone is in. What time is it in Atlanta right now? If I want to just finish a stream now, what time would I have to start? Time now. Oh, it's 4 in the afternoon now. I'll have to stream at 2. I probably wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, so basically, whilst I'm in Atlanta, I'm planning on doing some little mini vlogs that members will be able to watch. And I'm probably going to, that's probably going to be the start of me doing like mini vlogs that aren't really edited. But I will be taking a camera. I'll probably stream whilst I'm there, probably later than normal. And I'll be like making a full video about it, but I'll probably do some like really quick vlogs for members to have a look at. Head-mounted GoPro. That would be funny. You know, I always had an idea, right? Of like getting a GoPro and then streaming from a tournament, but like on my chest, like watching my games all the time. I don't know if that'd be brilliant or awful. I feel like probably the latter, just because of motion sickness. But I've always had the idea of like maybe I could stream, because it's like streamer backpacks which cost like $4,000. So that's why I need more members, because I want to buy a streamer backpack, which is like a backpack which has like mobile data and a camera attached to it. But I always wanted to stream that whilst in the tournament, because I thought that'd be so good. Not a 360 camera, but like a camera that's attached to me while I'm playing games. And I think that'd be really fun to like live stream it. You and Tom Peep Show cams, yeah. Use that little tripod you use in bat reps. Yeah, but I don't want to like, I can't take like a tripod. Think of like a bloody UKTC tournament or whatever with like no space, you know? Get me to wear a camera while playing an event, it'd be wild. It'd be very short as well. But yeah, that would be quite funny, Lambo. The backpack mounted cameras on the sticks are so funny. Yeah, like, cause they're like, The streamer backpacks are quite expensive, but they're quite cool, I think. There you go. I can't remember what I'm doing. Streamer backpack. The IRL backpack V7. This is the one. Chat. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. This is what I want. Guys, listen. I need this much money. Streamer goal. Here's a young player who had a GoPro, so he couldn't be accused of cheating because he had cheated, then accused and said the camera wasn't on. Recorded. That was TJ Lanigan. But yes. This is what I want, okay? Look, you got this, and then a camera. So I want to wear a backpack at a tournament, but it's actually a stream setup. So then I can, like, stream me playing games, but at a tournament. I think it's so fun. But not doing it in a cringe way. Doing it in a cool way, where I'm, like, being entertaining, and we're, like, got a stream chat. But yeah, I need, like, quite a lot of money. I need, like, $3,000 min. $3,000 and 129 a month. But it could be doable. We could do it together. It's in 4K as well. This is the content you're missing out on, because I don't have $2,695. What do your opponent have to agree on to be on stream each round? Or you just go, hey, I'm coming to stream your event, but from my POV. Can you put it in the pack? And it's done. Toilet cabin, you forget to set it up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Raffle, £3,000 a ticket. Guaranteed would have a nice 40k box set to whoever buys a ticket. Yeah, does anyone fancy entering my raffle for $3,000 each? And I'll give you a £100 40k box. Could actually wear a PC in a backpack for a full day's gaming. It's a mini PC, so it shouldn't be too heavy. But I could also put it down, you know. The point is like it's a camera, but it's also a stream kit. So you can put like the backpack on a chair and then set the camera up. Or yeah, just like wear it because it shouldn't be too heavy. But yeah, so like $3,000. That's what we're talking. But I think that'd be fun to like go to tournaments, but like stream the entire thing as a player rather than like a typical top-down stream. Careful with that word raffle, Ginger Steve goes away. Excellent. So I don't know how heavy it is. Does it say? Um, 6 to 7 hours. So it only lasts 2 games. Damn it. Broadcast time can be extended 4 to 6 hours per external battery. How much are the external batteries? Oh, they're another $100. I need at least 2. It doesn't say how heavy it is. I can't see it being like mega heavy. But it's just like a couple of batteries. You just need 6k for 2. Nah, it comes with batteries, mate. Look, it comes with batteries. Where is it? 6 to 7 hours of untethered streaming. Broadcast time can be extended 4 to 6 hours per battery. So we get 2 batteries. GoFundMe in between all the people with the real heart-wrenching sub-stories. Yeah, maybe not. Sell them $1,000 each. Put something guard for the prize. Josh will buy one, then Ginger Steve will buy 2 to piss him off. Excellent. Excellent. But yeah, I've always wanted to buy one of these. I think it'd be sick. It'd be good for, like, cons as well. But yeah, I think that'd be quite funny to be like, yeah, I'm going to a tournament and I've got a camera attached to me. Do I play on stream? Unlucky you are. Unlucky? Or are you going to repair me, baby? So, anyway. That's the end of the stream for this evening. We didn't make the member goal, so we don't do any giveaway. No giveaway tonight. Maybe we'll make it Wednesday. I should be able to stream on Wednesday as normal. I might paint some of my list. I don't know. My name is Mike and I was born backpack camera deficient. I need 4K for the operation. Brilliant. Yes, quite. Hey. It's been fun tonight. It's been fun. It's been good to be back. I feel like I've I've been out of the loop a little bit, but I had like a pretty big video come out. I've got another big video coming out this week. Tomorrow even. Spoilers. I've been working with Mini Wargaming for a video, which is pretty fun. So there's a video coming out tomorrow at 5 PM. So please make sure you check it out. Thanks for the new channel, Magoo. 10th edition rules Mikey's broken. So chat, there's a new channel in the Discord, in Members Lounge. 10th edition rules Mikey is broken, and we want a full list, and I'll wear it at I'll wear it at the event. If I can get it in time. You gotta do it today though. Today and tomorrow. Why is this really sad goodbye music? Because I'm going. It's time to go. So thanks so much for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow with a cool video. As I said, big video with Mini Wargaming tomorrow, which is super exciting. If you're in behind the scenes, you've probably seen a little bit, but you'll be able to see more tomorrow at 5. And then live again on Wednesday. We can do more drama. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out. What time? 5 PM. Make sure you join the Discord. ! Discord. It's free to join. Become a member if you haven't already. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Okay? Goodbye and good night. Thanks all. It's good to be back. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. I have to wait for my preview to tell me that I've said bye. Now the preview said bye, but I don't want you to miss this bit, you know? Or you don't need to miss this end bit where I'm actually saying bye. You know? Do you get it? Maybe you get it? Maybe you do? Maybe. Tom says don't do a fade. Now I want to do a fade. Do I want to do a fade? Or maybe I'm just going to like randomly cut it off.